General reaction first.
Oh, we got beat by a better team.
Is there a, I don't want to say inevitable, but that's a tough way to come off a game yesterday. Not only at Bryn Mawr night, but it's Philadelphia you beat, and then you come in against a team you've lost to in the last 9 days.
I didn't feel that out of the gate. The first 6-7 minutes, the penalties hurt us because it got us back on our heels, and the first goal's a tip, the second one we put in, and now you're right where you don't want to be against that team. And we started to do. We just had to beat the puck up pretty badly tonight and had a hard time moving it back from. They were as good as I've ever seen them play right now. And their goaltender's good, and they're moving, skating, and they're playing loose and free because there's really no penalty to anything that they do if they make a mistake. But they sure aren't making many.
Yeah, I guess this is 19th straight for Cam in goal, and obviously it looks like you're going to run with him pretty hard here. It was 2 nights in a row. This would have been a night to do it, and I understand why he didn't. But is that safe to say?
No, I mean he can handle this. I don't. There are other goalies who've run 30 straight, and he's going to play a lot of hockey. Our schedule now is home heavy, and he's good in the back-to-backs. The first one's a tip. If he's going, maybe he gets it. Nobody gets the second one. It's off Sudsy skate, the foot behind him, so nobody's getting that one. He made the save on the third one. So the fourth one, wasn't a great goal. I guess pretty good shot from a guy from a bad angle, but I'm not looking at a goaltender in this one. That's for sure.
You had 4 defensemen who have, somewhere in the average of around 80 games. Yeah. How did you manage that? What were you thinking there?
We didn't move the puck as well as we wanted to from our back end up front, but our forwards are as responsible for that. I'm not laying it at anybody's feet tonight. We couldn't contain them in the offensive zone and generate enough. Really, we got some going in the second period and got it going a bit in the third period where we had some zone time. It's hard to do if you're a little straight-legged, and I thought we were, especially in the first, not generating as much. The D, where they had problems, our forwards had problems. So it wasn't on the D. Only Pitkinen's a big part of what we do in our back end, and we miss him when he's out of the lineup, and we expect him back in the lineup for the Ranger game.
Dwyer scores a goal, then you go on the power play. Hedberg makes the save on Samson.
There's the last chance. And then because we've had a couple of those in Tampa where we've hung on and stayed in the fight, and you could feel it going a little bit, and he made some good saves. But we did have a little bit of offense in the second and some of the third that he had to be good at. But he's on a roll right now. He's playing best hockey I've ever seen him play.
Jocelyn's first game, what was your impression of his play?
You know what? This guy got on an airplane at 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and we got here at 10 o'clock this morning. So he was fine. He was as good as the rest of the guys. Fatigue was an issue, I'm sure, for him as it was for the rest of the players. I think brand new system, completely different neutral zone, a bunch of things that he had to cope with, so he was fine.
Picking him, how do you expect him?
We expect him to play against the Rangers. He did the skate and the warm up, and just didn't feel he was going to be able to stay in. And our big concern, and on back-to-back Philly jersey, if we get him into the game and 5 minutes later he's out, then we got a real problem. So he just didn't feel he could play enough to survive the game. So, but we do expect him back in for the Rangers.
Fair to say at this point that Jocelyn and Carson might vie for that 6th.
It might be a bunch of guys. I like Carson's game and a lot of the things he tried to do. I really liked his game last night, so I'm happy with where he's at. But most teams carry 7, and we wanted to make sure young guys that weren't here were playing an awful lot. But down the stretch, and with the nicks and bruises you get, we'll see where it goes.
This is quite a run by the Devils. Do you expect to feel them coming up behind you here in the next week or two, or not?
Well, they're going to be one of 4 teams. I mean, if they can keep that pace going, then they deserve to be. They've lost. Detroit's beat them about 10, 11 games ago. These have had 1 regulation loss and I think 18 games. So, unfortunately, we couldn't hit them earlier in the year. We had to wait till they were peaking. But yeah, they can keep it going, then that's going to be one hell of a run.
I mean, you were in a similar position last year. You know how tough it is to try to make a
we weren't coming off yet. We had won 7 in a row going into the break. And then we, did the right thing and moved some players out to give some young guys a chance for next year. But they're 10 back now, I think. And when you're playing that well, why wouldn't you believe?